Hello everyone. Let's just wait a couple minutes for a few more to log in. We're going to be having fun tonight talking toes in the sand and other fun Jaybird quilts things. Super exciting. Happy Friday night. All right. So it's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot woot. Hi everyone. It's Julie Karasek from Patchworks, and I am so excited that you're joining us for a special edition bonus content of our Must Sew TV. Tonight we're talking about all things Jaybird. We're talking about toes in the sand. We're talking about the temperature quilt. We're talking about some of the upcoming sew-alongs that she has. And well, you know, it is a Friday night, and I thought we should also have some fun surprises in there as well. What do you think? All right. So I'm going to make sure that everyone's watching and paying attention. And we are going to start off the night here with a super exciting special. Ooh, super exciting. So, you know, Jaybird does a lot with Tula, right? A lot with Tula. Lots of fun things. And I was going through the shelves and I saw that we had 5 of these guys left. And so I thought, you know, let's just offer you a special, why not, for what we have going on. So let me take away our captions and throw in here what I'm going to show you. So I have a fat stack that I am sharing with you tonight, and this is normally a $39. This was one that we curated for our Free Spirit Club or our Tula Club somewhere along the way. These are Tula Pink fabrics. We have solid, basics, some curiouser, some basics, some tent stripes, palms, solids, daydreamer. This is, oh, this one's really cool. This is from Homemade. I love that one. Solid, mineral, and then the ombre from Daydreamer. Super exciting. So this here, uh-oh, we're getting a little fuzzy here. Let's see here. So that is our fun fat stack that we have for tonight. And so that is just $19.99 special deal. We have 5 of them remaining, and first come, first serve. So thought that we would give you something exciting and special to look at. So I am, oops, I didn't mean to show you that. I meant to still look here. I was hoping to be able to, while we're on screen, be able to, I don't know, get that camera happening. It was working so nice last night. So nice. Okay, I think I got it. All right, good, 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 good. So it's just me here tonight. We're going to have some fun. Start off with a fun special. I think we're going to jump right into the content of talking about some toes in the sand assembly that we had just kind of, we finished up our blocks last year. So how many of you are still working on your Tula toes in the sand? Anyone? Anyone? I know that a few of you have finished. I got to see a bunch of them come in for quilting. Jackie brought hers in because she wanted to share with us. We had looked at them last year, and she had made tons of extra blocks, used up some extra Tula fabric that she had, and so they aren't necessarily to the setting, But I did just want to get started with some inspiration here so that we can look at them. And she quilted them herself. You can see here that we still have the setting triangles. And in the Tula fashion, we have the toes feature blocks. The triangles are pointing up and the setting triangles are pointing down. In this particular setting, we have the larger number in the row on the first row and then the smaller in the second row based on the number of blocks she had. In the official setting, Jaybird had set it like this, so that you have the short row first and then a wider row underneath. So you can see you can do so many really fun and exciting things with these blocks, however many you've made and however your heart desires. I want to flip these over because Jackie and I had a conversation that earlier this week, how fun it is to use up fabric on the back. So of course we love to sell you all the great fabric in the world, but sometimes it's super satisfying to use up your fabric along the way, right? And so I love, love, love here how she used her large McJaguar down the center, but then used extra pieces from her settings and little bits. This was some extra binding piece that she had here. So all sorts of different things that you can do along the way. Let's take a peek at one of the other versions that she made. And she did a stipple. And the other thing too that I want to share with you is that she did put in a beautiful quilt label here that she printed off of her printer. If we look overhead here, let's see if this is going to be a little kinder to us. I'm going to see if it's zooming in here. Here we go. Toes in the Sand, completed January 22 through February 23 by Jackie Crawford. And so just printing this out on photo transfer printable sheet. We do have the June Taylor version in store that works super well on your inkjet printers. And it's really great to document your quilts. I know I am horrible at it, and it just is great to know the timeline when you finished it, as well as it's kind of cool to have a history of what patterns you're working on, and then, 10 generations from now, of course, all of the historians are going to want to know how this was put together, what techniques and that sort of thing. So the more information, the better. Okay, now for the second version that I want to share with you here. And this is a larger piece. I don't have it hanging, so you can't see the whole thing. But something else special, which is super cool, is once again this back. So using up all sorts of things, even the extra, just use up all the bits. All the bits can be used up so that you can just move on to your next project, not feel guilty about it. Sometimes it can take more time to make your back than make your front. In this case, of course, it wouldn't. But my favorite quilt that I actually have on my bed at home, I have a super pieced back that I used extra blocks, extra strips, sewed it all together, and then I just added an extra piece of fabric from the collection to go along with it to finish it off. And I love it and think it's super cool, and hope you can be inspired to use up those scraps and make a back. But of course, I will sell you all of the fabric in the world so that you have a perfect matchy back for your quilt. All right, so let's talk about where we're going to go from here. Okay, so I had talked in the beginning of January about cutting your setting triangles, and we're just going to do a quick recap of that, and then we're going to talk about how to piece everything together. If you're up for it, we might even sew one seam or two at the machine. We'll have to do a quick replace of the camera. And then we'll talk about temperature. We'll talk about a few other sale items I have for you. And then we're going to talk about Jaybird's upcoming quilt-alongs that she has, so that you know what materials we have to help you participate in them, or it can help if you had wanted some custom kits along the way. All right, so let's look overhead, and what we're going to do is we are going to look at the components of what we're looking at, okay, or what we're going to be needing. So if I come over here, so toes in the sand, right, this is what we've been working on, and this is the standard size. You could also make the larger queen size. Your setting triangles that we had cut out are from the large fairy flake, right? Large fairy flake here. Let me see if I can get that light a little better. Large fairy flake. Okay, and we have some strips here that are going to be the side borders for after everything's together. These are optional. The ones that we saw with Jackie were not put on. And then we have the setting, or the corner, these side triangles. And the important thing to note about that is that they are lefts and rights, as well as left uppers and left lowers, okay? So you have uppers and lowers in both the left and the right. These are two separate pieces. We are working on putting these together in these horizontal rows, okay? So if you were looking at inspiration about how to put those blocks together, we had discussed them last year, and Julie Herman also has great tutorials in her Facebook group, as well as tutorials on her YouTube channel. We had cut out, using the B&C, we had made these templates in our January show, and then we had shown how to cut out the larger squares either by, or these larger triangles, either by putting this on the fold or simply using the angle and then using our large rulers along the way. So we cut ours using the Big Daddy rulers, and that went together really nice. So what we want to do here is that we want to line up this first row here, and I'm just going to show you how we're going to go ahead and pin that, okay? So there are different methods of pinning. The biggest thing to note is that when you are working with large triangles like this, there is bias on these edges. The way that these were cut, the straight of grain is here, so these two edges are bias, and we just need to be aware of that as we're working with it. So the way that these go together are actually that the settings are this way, and with the points down, and the blocks themselves are points up. Okay, so I have arranged the three triangles that we have here, okay, three triangles, and what we will want to do, we do have these nubbed in one area, but not all. And when you're lining this up, you can simply line them up by the height of the row here, okay? Right sides together. And when I pin, I pin perpendicular to where I'm going to be sewing, okay? This really should not be intimidating after you have worked on all of these beautiful blocks here along the way. Okay, so what I would recommend is that you can go ahead and pin for this entire row, but you will be pinning your left to a right and then a left to a right. Okay, so this here, and with the bird goes every which way, okay? So for your peace of mind, I do recommend that you leave the grain up at the top so that it's straight of grain right here and that you have your bias right there. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to line this up here. Not really that hard, right? This actually might even be the easiest part of the whole quilt. So nothing to be afraid of. I'm going to pin here. And let's do one more, okay? Now, as you're stitching these, remember that you have opened your seams along the way, so you do want to be aware of that as you're stitching. So we have two pieces together that we have worked with. You would do this for all of this front row. So you would do 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces together, okay? I just pinned 2 because we are just going to quick head back to the sewing machine. I don't want to sew with you all night, but I just wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to do. So what I'm going to do is I am going to leave you for a second while I move the camera, and then I will meet you back. How does that sound? I think that sounds exciting, but I can keep talking to you. So what I want you to do is I want you to ask any questions along the way so that I can answer some things for you. Just gonna unplug that. All right, coming back over here. I'm hoping that someday we'll be able to get the internet happening back in my sewing room at home working a little bit better, because that was just so great when I was able to sew with you right from my sewing room and be able to share all sorts of really great things. So I got that situated, and I'm going to grab this console so that I can bring you back with me. All right. So for a few minutes, I'm not going to be able to see your comments. So hopefully you can hear me and see me. So we have here set up, I have my 1/4 inch foot and I have some white thread set up. I'm going to be sewing with a 1/4 inch seam, and I am just going to stitch my 2 seams, and we'll open them up and quick look at them, okay? Now I prefer to stitch with a leader and ender. I didn't grab any extra fabric though. Let me see if Heidi has any secret fabric tucked away. You'd think we were a quilt shop. We might have a piece of fabric or two, right? Let's just see here. Oh, here's a sneaky piece of fabric that I'm going to grab so that we don't get stuck along the way. All right, you would normally pick a smaller piece of fabric. You lost me for a second. Can't get rid of me that soon. Okay, so We are just going to, you would use a smaller piece for your leader and ender, of course. And the reason why I use leaders, in case if you didn't know, is so that you don't end up with a bobbin nest. The other thing that you can do is that if you are efficient, you can actually sew two different components at the same time. So that's a discussion for a different day. I am just sewing here. Really nice and simple, right? Now this is bias, but it looks like it's behaving super nice, right? Super nice. The machine that we sew our samples on is the Eversewn 25. We are able to get these for you, and we have sold them in the past. It works super great. And it is a nice little workhorse for us. I use it as my travel machine. It's really nice and lightweight. And we have the added, we have the quilting 1/4 inch foot on, and the quilting feet box is an extra accessory. And then we have a super fancy table here. I don't even know that we can get these tables anymore, but they were a really nice, cool table that we had gotten as a demonstration table back, oh goodness, I think in 2019, 2018, 2019, something like that. Might have even been 2018. I'm just pausing with the open seams behind, making sure that I'm not eating them. All right. So let's just take a quick peek, and then we'll hop back over to the main table, just so that you can see how easy these go together. Look at that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, you can't see that. Let's see here. Look at how nice these points turned out. So pretty. You would go ahead and press them, would come out super nice. And then over here, we have this basic here. I'm going to lay this out, and then I will show you what that looks like. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see how nice that goes together. And then all you need to do after you'd press them, so you make all of your pairs like this, and then you go ahead to finish your rows by then putting your pairs together, and then you'll end up with some horizontal rows. Okay, so super, super simple. And after your rows are assembled, you will put your rows together. So that is component number one. What I'll make sure that we do is I will make sure that we take a photo of our rows after they are together, and then what we can do is just show you the pinning on that final assembly. Okay, I'm hopping back over to the other computer now so that I can see your comments. What I would like you to do now, if anybody has any questions, make sure to ask them so that I can answer them when I get back over to the other side to be able to see your comments. And I know that was a little crazy that we didn't have the extra camera already set up, but I really, really, really wanted to show that to you. So thank you for allowing me to hop back and forth. Just plugging us all back in here so that we are ready to go. So did anybody go to fish fry tonight? or make a fish fry at home. All right. Okay, so here we go. I am back over here. Oh, my head is cut off. Da-da-da. Got to make sure my head's not cut off. Any questions? It looks like my head might end up being cut off. There we go. Let's come up like that. So really fun and simple, easy to do. All right, so now what I think we should do is we should look at some of the amazing fabrics that I have put on sale for you. And then what do you think? Do we like sales? We like sales. Debbie likes sales. Okay. I have a few pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of Tula that are going on sale, which I never, ever, ever put on sale. But today we are putting them on sale. So that is super exciting. And they are a little bit older pieces, but you know what? Sometimes the older pieces actually increase in value for these Tula pieces. So that is exciting. And let's start. Okay, so we are going to start here with this really cool Tula hands and hearts. What's really cool about this particular print is that it actually is Tula's and Tula's moms, the silhouettes of their hands. Isn't that cool? Let me grab the pieces. I thought that I had them all set up for us to be able to show you that little scan thingy, but I did not have it as I thought I did. So I will post these right over to, so these are going to be $8.99. I don't know why that one didn't show up. Here we go. This one, this is super cool. We have 2 1/4 yards left, $8.99. And this is a ruler with fun little gadgets on the inside there. 00997. Let's see if this one shows up for us. Huh. Well, that's no fun. Okay. I will show you after the show those. So we have this print, this Courier print in 4 different colors. And here, I know these have to be on. Okay, here we go. Here we have some success. All right, so in the Curiouser, this one here, normally $12.99. This is $8.99 a yard. Let me share this here with you. Okay. And we have it in all 4 colorways on sale for you. I am just grabbing that for you. And this, you know, when we're talking about backs and things like that, I think that having excellent backs can be, actually, I'm sorry, it's 2 different colorways, 2 different patterns. I misspoke. Okay, but still, $8.99. Oh my goodness, how awesome. And one of the things I was talking with Lisa about is that some of the things that I'm showing you in our sale room or have added to the sale room aren't in, they aren't long enough to be backs. So what I'm trying to do is grab a few other pieces that could end up working as backs for you, because, you know, whether it's for your toes, whether it's for other fun projects, you need stuff, right? And let's see this one here. This one is another great one from the Curiouser line. Super great steels. And then I have, dun dun dun, a super cool one. This is Sketchy. And Sketchy is from the Linework line. This particular one is just discontinued. It is super cool. One of my favorite prints from Linework because it's just like Tula's sketchbook. And love, love, love it. It just, I have too much and I need to share. So I hope you don't mind that I share with you along the way some of the really great good stuff. I can't imagine that you would be bothered by it, that we would be sharing some of our deals and steals with you. All right, so hot deals of the day, super exciting. I will be capturing that in a extra post that I'll be sharing with you, including those 3 from handmade or from homemade on there that somehow didn't end up online right now. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. So we have 3 of them from homemade, 1 from Linework that's sketchier, and then 4 from Curiouser that are $8.99. You're going to want to scoop those up. And we did have that fat stack that we started off the night with. So those are some fun deals and steals for you. While it's not a show all about the sales, I figured, you know, it's a Friday night and we got to have some fun, right? So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so next up, we are going to be talking temperatures. And for the temperatures, how many of you are making a temperature quilt? Gotta let me know. And Fran had come in and shared with me a palette that she had, and she's doing one in hearts. I'm going to put that in our Facebook party group so that you can see. I love, love, love it. She's actually doing one where she has just picked she doesn't have the full rainbow effect going on. I actually think it's pretty cool. It's going to be a very blendy palette. But I think it's really interesting to be able to play with it in all sorts of different ways. Remember I said you could even reimagine a temperature palette, and there's not enough fabrics in this, but like that you could use a print line or something and just have it be kind of like a Bargello-y look. Probably also not a right term, but you know what I'm saying. So you just have your things go back and forth and all just be coordinated, beautiful fabrics. So however it is that you want to play with things works super well. So I love here that Jackie brought in some samples for me to play with. I'd shown pictures last time about the color keys that she made. So she just wanted to play with all the fabric, and she decided to make her color keys super extended. She chose 3-degree ranges, right? 3-degree ranges for her variation in colors, and she chose it in 2 different ways. So I'm going to show you the first one, and I love how in her color scale she's going to incorporate this into her quilt in some way, shape, or form. So this is 46 through -4 and below, okay? So she's sewn it together, and then on the opposite side, she has used her sewing machine to embroider in the temperature range. You could also, if you wanted to make a key like this, you could use your temperature range. You could pencil it in. You could use print it out on the paper, the fabric that you use in your printer that goes through your inkjet. See, I think that's super, super cool how that looks. Really, really, really exciting. So In this one, she used spotted, and she used spotted, even some of them that have the gold metallic in them. And you can see how dark she went, and then she's going black for below 4 degrees. And then her warm temperature key goes from the 47 all the way up to above 100. Okay, so I'm going to hold in front of you the whole range so that you can see it. And I just think it's very interesting, that full range. So this is way, way, way taking it to a very detailed level of having all sorts of things. So like, let's say you have, I mean, nobody has scraps in their house, right? Nobody does. But let's say you do have scraps in your house and you had wanted to go through your bins and you want to organize by color. There's no reason saying that you need to have all one kind of fabric. What you could do is that you literally could make a rainbow of fabrics or a range of colors. It could be whatever, a full rainbow. It could be, if let's say you like Kansas Troubles, you could pick out that 20 or 25 fabrics and pick a run of colors so that you can dedicate temperatures to each of the different fabrics. So nothing saying that you need to have it be a specific line of a textured solid. Textured solids in one run is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But if you are intimidated and say, you know, I don't want to buy all of this fabric, see what else we can start with and see what else you can do. All right, so I'm going to share with you the results of that. And this is January. Okay, so this is January. And see, we started out kind of boring, and then we got a little bit more interesting. And then it was, as we got to the end of January, we started to get really interesting with all of the different colors, right? Because we started to get super cold, right? So, you know, kind of a weird way of thinking about things, that it's interesting that we got cold, right? Well, it makes for better color changes. And then this is February. The other fun thing that you can do, ooh, and see here how we got a little warm. Ooh, really cool. And then if we look at them next to each other, because they will be next to each other, you could also sash them so that they have a little bit of space in between them. But see how fun this is, just to have a little diary, a little log. Kind of hard to look at it this way, but it's just fun to be able to play with things, and these are nice bite-sized pieces. I'll be posting after the show the spreadsheet for our February. I don't have this on this computer to be able to share with you, so I'll be able to post that after, okay? A few of you had gotten some, had gotten our pack a little bit earlier, our starter pack. Let me know how many, if you were, and a couple people were asking to expand that. Let me know how many extra colors you want, and then we'll be able to fill in along the way. I don't want to make you do the variations where you go every 3 degrees, so you'll just want to let me know what steps you want to take, all right? Okay, and so Deborah just asked, did I share the February numbers? I did not. I didn't grab them on this screen. So I will just post them immediately after. They will be in as a spreadsheet available in our Patchworks Party Facebook group. If you are watching us from YouTube and you are not a Facebook Patchworks Party member, just pop me a little message and I will get that in an email to you, okay? So, but I'm getting that out tonight for you. It's just not on this computer. Now, Kathy had asked yesterday, she was watching, and I had said that we are having a giant batik clearance event going on right now, and she had said, would she be able to use some batiks for her temperature quilt? Absolutely, and we still have a really great range of colors. We do have probably, we had not had on clearance a ton of reds and yellows, so, and oranges, so you may need to add in along there, but we have a really great supply of the greens and blues and purples, as well as earth tones. So you might want to check those out. We have the batik clearance listed on the front page of our website. We also have them in the center of our store, so if you happen to be around tomorrow, you'll want to stop in. And before we show you the other range, I did want to share those are permanent clearance markdowns, so they are that price while they last. So there is no expiration date on the price. It just is that price while they last. All right. Whew. So, you know, this spotted is absolutely gorgeous, but we have to show you more, right? Right. Okay, so this is one scale of the half hex, and Jackie went ahead and she made a teeny tiny half hex size, which is super cool. So let me show you the sample gauge here, once again in 3-degree steps. You can see this one a little bit better on the screen. I think that's why she did it, so that I had it to be able to show you and could just show you quite easily right within the screen here. So this is super, super fun. And she used grunge, but not only just the flat grunge, she used some of the stars and some of the dots in here. I don't think there are any, I don't think there's any metallic. And you can literally use anything you'd like. Also, remember, if you have some tonals at home, there's no reason saying you have to use all one style. Even though I would love to hook you up with more fabric, if you have fabric at home that's perfect for it, by all means, start with that and we can always fill in along the way, okay? And then with these, she used since these are smaller numbers, she used the alphabet that are in her stitch library. And I'm sure many, many, many of you have that, where you just type in, and it's not embroidery per se, it is the stitch library where you just program in a few characters and then it types it out. You can cut the jump stitches. However, sometimes if you don't have them, she was saying that she didn't want to cut the jump stitches at this point because she didn't want her stitching to come out. And really, when you're looking at it from a tiny bit away, you never notice the jump stitches. You only notice it when you're looking at it super close. So there's no reason why you need to trim away all your jump stitches. This grunge variation, we have the 2 months set, and so super cool. This is January, and then I do have the February here as well. And you can see how great they look. And you can see how February is shorter than January, right? This one does not have any addition for precipitation. You could absolutely piece in precipitation. You could piece in, I had talked about piecing in holiday pieces. So like for Valentine's, putting in a heart piece. It just depends on what the intent of your quilt is. If you're looking for your quilt to be truly a diary and a scrap quilt, and you don't need it to be super elegant and fit into some super fancy or very organized decor, you know, if you had wanted more of a scrap quilt, you could go ahead, and I think it'd be fun to pop in, you know, if you came to Patchworks, then you put in, you know, some, I don't know, if there's a piece of shopping fabric, and if it snowed, you can put in some snowflakes and all sorts of different things, however you'd like to play along with that. But I love, love, love having if that's just too much going on and you're like, Julie, 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 it's a challenge enough just getting the temperature stitched out, by all means, go ahead and make a temperature quilt where you have the highs and lows using two different, a high and a low, in however you wanted to do it. And the picture I'm going to be posting of Fran's blocks, she uses hearts as her high and low. Someone else came in and they have two squares. So they just have a 2.5-inch square for the high, 2.5-inch square for the low, and then have it surrounded by 2.5 inches. And going similar to knitting, where you knit something continuously and don't necessarily have the demarcation by month per se, is that you literally could just stitch high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low next to each other, and then end up breaking it apart into a continuous row for the pieces 365 times 2, whatever that is, to end up with a nice little rectangle. So lots and lots of options. All right. Whew. So this does use Julie Herman's either hex and more ruler for making those half hex shapes, or the fussy cut rulers, which we have both of these in stock. Julie Herman has been doing all sorts of really amazing things. She just finished up 2 quilt-alongs on her Facebook page and through her email list with Rock Candy and Candy Dish. All of the videos for those she does have available on her YouTube channel as well. I wanted to share with you that we are doing a full restock of the Tiny Beasts. However, we had custom cut some fat eighth bundles of the Tiny Beasts to coordinate with those quilt-alongs. I didn't have it listed on the website, so if you were looking for a fat eighth bundle of the entire range of Tiny Beasts because you wanted to make the Candy Dish and Rock Candy just like Julie Herman, let me know because I can hook you up. And be looking next week for a restock of the yardage of the entire Tiny Beast range. Other quilt-alongs that she has, so she did finish up the Delight. We still have a pattern in stock for that. And she is going to be doing an alphabet soup in, I think, starting the end of March into April. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and share with you what she's going to be doing. We do have this book in stock. It's super fun that you can either make individual letters in either a banner or in pillows, or you could make quilts. And, you know, by working with quilts, you could either make, you know, spell things out, or you can also do it where you have one exciting word set in a larger piece of fabric. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me see if I can make that happen. All right, here we go. So on jaybirdquilts.com today, Julie announced that she is having an alphabet soup sew along, and she is going to be kicking off the new sew along using the book and her fussy cut shapes. You do sign up there to join along. There's no fee for the sew along, and you would just require the book, and we have the book right here for you. On March 28th, she will have her book overview and her sew along worksheets, and then all of the sewing happens primarily through the month of April. We are going to be able to help you if you had wanted to work along with the Cut, Pin, Sew, Make quilt. So how she has it here is she has 2 different fabrics for each word, 2 coordinating tulip prints, and you work on the fussy cut of that. As I said, we are doing a restock of Tiny Beasts, and we had, I believe it was this one here. So this was the one that we were going to kit for you directly. However, we do not have that background in stock, so I didn't want that's coming this week. So let me know what you would like, because I'd be more than happy to help you select. And if you'd want something kitted up, we'd be more than happy to assist along the way. Have any of you been working on any of her sew-alongs directly, where you've been working with the Candy Dish and Rock Candy? If so, we would love to see them. Please share your show and tell so we can share along the way. All right, so does anyone have any questions along the way? We've been talking all sorts of really fun stuff. I've seen some great comments, and I'm so happy that people are tuned in tonight. I know it's a special night. I was also going to be sharing with you who the winners of last week's drawing are. And so let me quick grab those notes so I can announce the winners of the 5 amazing charm packs from our Skinny Bolt sale. So that was a lot of fun. Thanks for playing along. We learned a lot from you guys, and we're planning already our Skinny Bolt sale for the end of March. Ooh, super exciting. Okay. And oh, Robin wanted to share that she made rock candy last year, and it was really, really easy with her ruler. And so rock candy is this one right here. And essentially, you know, these little table toppers here, which you turn, or table topper or pillow, they're no harder than making the blocks that you've been making in either the nebula or the toes in the sand, or if you worked on gravity or whatever. Okay, so, and now I would like to share with you, okay, first winner I had here, looking over here, the first winner is Fran Steinbrenner. Congratulations, yay! Next winner over here is Renee Stevens, yay! Next winner over here, Diane Simons, congratulations. Next winner, Beth Havercorn, congratulations. And the final winner from last week's viewing is Doris Rindfleisch. Congratulations for everyone for watching last week. I really appreciate that. Try to have fun and exciting things to do along the way. We are here tomorrow with our, well, just in general, we are here with exciting stuff. We have the brand new Mambo Boutiques that we have on the front page of our website. We also have our boutique clearance event. We've added a whole bunch of stuff to the sale room, so you are going to want to check it out. I have reorganized and put the St. Patrick's Day fabric, and we're putting the Easter fabric in the front foyer as well, because we just need to be excited for our spring holidays. And we are here to answer any of your questions and help you in any way. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I will be posting the temperature worksheet in just a little bit, and then I'm also going to be making sure that there's a really nice link so that you are able to check out those clearance Tula fabrics before they go. And who knows, you can even snatch them up and sell them on the resale market. So we just want to make sure that they can move on and go home to a really nice home. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.